this. All right. First
Everything's
map
kind of
is
like
going to be.
that nice, well-oiled machine, where everything just
I
kind
like
of works together, no problems, keeps going, and you kind of keep going. Because we've run into those tournaments where it's like, all right, we're gonna be back in about 4 hours. The next match.
Bloodlust. We don't have time to waste, man. We're just going to jump right into the next one. I like it. Sky Temple first map. Astral Authority at first ban, first pick. They don't want to deal with the globals. Red team are like, Ariel's had too much of an impact in these games. We're thinking about at least banning her out. They lock her in.
Yeah. So they take out Ariel, and first pick Meriton. Astral Authority, please. What are you doing? What is this?
It's a paradigm shift, that's for sure. I mean, Merton has definitely risen in the ranks as far as priority.
Mm-hmm.
Something of a bold gesture to take him first pick, but he could have a big impact in these team fights. Red team eyeing Lunara. Never trust a big button to smile. That girl is poison. I didn't say it last time. I felt a little bad, but
That's because I started sneezing at everything, man.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I had those allergies popping up. Thanks, Lunara.
Feels allergy, man.
Feels allergy, man.
Feels allergy, man.
I'm curious if like, do dryads like pollinate? Do they? Because isn't that's how like plants? That's how plants like, But I'm curious if like her leaves just like start generating pollen. I don't know. I'm trying to think about like how that whole entire thing would work in terms of like, would I just go into a sneezing fit standing next to Lunara? That's all I care about. Like I don't care about anything else about how that all works. I'm just like, I don't want to just start getting like itchy the skin and all that. Anyway, not important. Thrall's going to be their second pickup. Li Ming going to get picked up here by Astral Authority. Their third pick is a mystery.
They have some options available to them. No specialists have been taken or banned yet. Zul, Sylvanas, potential targets. They got the engage. They got Murden, got the poke. They got Li Ming. I think this is one of her stronger maps. Able to throw in those magic missiles from a pretty safe distance. Focal points. You got to go over to the temples. And they're going for the Tassadar pick. I am not sure what Astral Authority has up their sleeve right now.
Neither do I. We're going to definitely see some sort of auto attack hero in the bottom draft, but I'm not sure who, right? Like, that's who you have for Tassadar.
Right.
Do they go for Tyrande as the double semi-support into maybe something a little bit off the cuff like a Tracer or something crazy? Or do they go with like an actual real support and go for maybe an Illidan pickup? That's, that could be a potential question here too.
Mm-hmm. They have a lot of options, man. I mean, we saw Alarak, while it did not come away with a victory, did look pretty impressive, all considered.
Very
so
true.
I'm wondering if Astral Authority is eyeing that as a potential pickup. You definitely enable Alarak to jump out there and do what he does best. You throw a shield on him. You have another support to back him up. He's still the wild card in this. He's only been out this week, so competitive players are still trying to figure out where he fits into the meta, where he fits in the prioritization. You're going to see Tracer get banned, though.
Yeah, and that's what I was worried about, too. Like, I see a Tassadar in the top half of the picks, and I'm like, I do not want to deal with Tassadar Tracer, so I'm going to take that out. Glad Red Team is on the same page as I am right now. And they ban out ETC. So, they've got Murdu with the Stormbolt, and they have Li Ming, who potentially could also knock out ETC from his mosh pit, but they're still a little bit afraid of the ETC. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you take Muradin, you can definitely look to monopolize the market a little bit by banning out ETC. Does leave Joanna still out there on the board. Brightwing is the selection, so they're going to help themselves to some global presence. One thing that came out of the recent patch, Brightwing has a pretty interesting bribe talent at level 1. I've yet to see it in competitive play, but I think it could be pretty interesting. I'm wondering if we'll see some shenanigans there.
That's true. That's very true. And they've changed a lot of those bribe talents too. Like Falstad's got a really, they changed Falstad's as well. Like they changed everybody pretty much. They all have like these really weird new talents. They also changed how Relentless works. If you guys weren't paying attention to patch notes or you didn't get a chance to read them yet, Relentless has been changed quite a bit as well. It's now damage reduction instead of duration reduced. Kerrigan is the floated pick right now for Astral Authority.
Well, I know Equinox has had his day made. You're going to see Equinox's Kerrigan roaring out of the gate game 1. Close out their draft with Rhaegar. Ancestral Healing definitely is going to give some staying power to an engaged tool like Kerrigan. I'm wondering how Red Team is going to finish out their draft.
Me too. They have that last slot available. And ooh, this is what I like. You know, like, as soon as they saw Kerrigan, I think this is when they're like, we need a second support. We cannot handle this alone, especially with only Brightwing, because you don't have any ability to cleanse with just Brightwing. So you see Kerrigan, you see that they go for this team that's really empowering that Kerrigan. You need a cleanse, and you need a second support to get a little bit more of that healing through. Now, the problem here between Karazim and Brightwing is neither of them really have burst at all. But at least with Karazim, if they don't go for 7-sided strike, which is going to be weird, but if they don't and they go for Divine Palm instead, Kerrigan jumps on somebody, starts killing them, Divine Palm. But they're back. But I think they're going to go for 7-sided.
These messages. Yeah, I mean, you time that against Kerrigan's engagement. Kerrigan jumps in there, finds out that it's not a good time. 49% of your health gets taken off the board. Oops.
Do you see the Kerrigan, like, ready pose with the ghost skin? The red. This is so cool looking right now. I don't know if you can see that, but I can.
I see it.
Awesome.
She is the swarm.
That is scary as hell. That ghost skin is so cool. Cool.
If Equinox has his way, Kerrigan will be scary to Astral Authority for sure. 10 out of 10 players are ready. This is the best of 3 to decide who's going to be going up against Team Nice in a loser's bracket. Pretty high stakes. Winner goes on to play Naventic. Game 1, loading in now. Whose draft do you like better, Shane?
Oh, I like the reaction from Red Team on what Astral Authority started to draft, but I don't know, actually. I like Red Team's better. I do. I feel really weird saying that. I don't know why. Like I feel so hesitant to say that, but I like Red Team's draft better.
I mean, it was an unorthodox draft from pretty much beginning to end. Ariel Ban out front, first pick Murden. It's like, where are these guys going with these compositions? The Brightwing pickup was nice. A response, global pressure, as well as polymorph against whatever melee target Astral Authority we're going to go for. But we're loading this game now.
Oh my god, that Skinergy. Oh my god, that Skinergy. That is the most horrifying thing I've ever seen.
Over on the left side, we got Astral Authority, Frozen X playing Tassadar. Dark Chimera is on Rhaegar. Battery's playing Thrall? No, Murden? I can't, like, they're all bunched up. They're playing with me. Lee Ming's on Talking Trees, and Equinox putting a 45 jersey out of retirement playing Kerrigan.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, we've got Team Red in the red. Hooray. Zagrag on Johanna, Thrall being played by Rich Hero, Brightwing being played by Mfu, Kawaii Rice on the Karazim, and Hayun on Lunara.
Yeah, I'll split off before I can get the camera on all of them. Rip, T-Tours. A little bit of a split. You're going to see some action, pressure being applied in the top lane. Rich Hero finds out that there's a good amount of burst there. Backs away.
That was scary. He was even at his gate and he almost went down still. But staying alive, I mean, so now you have Thrall in that top lane. That's going to be one of those, like, just abominable forces. If they have the ability to match Thrall, then they're going to do really well. But Thrall as a laner, oh, just so scary.
We're going to see what kind of implications that has. When you have double support, you have a lot more flexibility in your rotations, in how you approach the game. Gives Red Team some options. Battery jumps in there, misses the Storm Bolt. Equinox uses Q to get back to a safer distance. I like that play. Zugruk and Hayun, for right now, holding up the mid lane pretty well.
And what's really interesting at this point is that they had like this 4-hero collapse way after the fact that they had the potential jump on Lunara. That kind of catches me a little bit weird, but they're going to get the jump in onto Rich Hero. Oh my god, deleted from the top lane.
One thing you gotta watch out for in a map like Sky Temple is that heavy rotation before the temples arrive. Rich Hero can tell us all about that. He'll be back here in a second. Astral Authority helping themselves to shots on the top lane. Equinox rotating down to get the first volley mid. But Zugrug has a thing or two to say about that.
Yeah, it looks like Equinox is going to go for another Grasping Blades, but not going to quite hit this time. Polymorph going to go down. Zugrug is going to keep pretty good dominance over the Shrine. It looks like that Temple is going to go over to Team Red for a little bit, but level 4 has already been grabbed here by Astral Authority, so they're in a little bit of a talent tier advantage if they do want to put pressure on this.
High-level Heroes of the Storm play like this, that's a window that could definitely be capitalized on, but level 4 is picked up. Zugrug uses Iron Skin, Kerrigan combo, not netting too much. Kawaii Rice on the flank, applying pressure to Equinox. Members of Red Team looking to apply pressure. Can they get Dark Chimera? The shield is going to make sure he gets out of here.
And meanwhile, the rest of this temple looks like it's going to go over to Team Red for a little bit longer. However, we see now Astral Authority starting to put on that pressure. Stormbolt going in there, and we do a little bit more damage on the Kawaii Rice. He's got to disengage. But here comes the return pressure on the battery. The jump not quite landing across the wall. We'll be able to survive that time, and the rest of the temple does, in fact, go on over to Team Red.
I like that play from Astral Authority. It was starting to get dicey for both of those teams, and that's another thing you really see out of top tier Heroes of the Storm. Like, teams will be low on all sides, they know how to rotate, know how to stick who out front at the right time. No deaths out of that whole scrap. They're up in experience. They got the lion's share of the shots. They got all the ones top. Good amount mid. Astral Authority's like, we're okay with this.
Ooh, Mfu, you are in a dangerous spot. Barely tries to dodge the Primal Grasp, but walks back in long enough for Talking Trees to get that Arcane Orb.
Brightwing was like, friends? And they were like, no, not at all. You're dead. Level 7 around the corner here for Astral Authority. Rotation finds Battery in an interesting spot. Murden's pretty tough to take down, however. Down in the bot lane, Thrall, Chastadar, classic matchup. More or less a neutral progression. A little bit of a gank squad set up in the top right corner.
Ooh, a little bit of a scuffle here. Battery gonna have to use the Dwarf Toss to get on out of there. And he will be able to, but... You know, what I really do like, and I wanted to point out, is that every single time the temple phase, the next temple phase is going to be far away. And this is like really simple global presence 101. But I like how they just keep throwing that Brightwing on the top lane, right? Because the next temple could be bottom. So they put Brightwing up there so she can soak, she can do all the damage, she can keep this lane pushing, get all the experience because they're behind right now. And as soon as the temple pops up, guess what? Brightwing can pop up down there immediately. And I know it's like standard 101, this is how Heroes is played all the way to like Silver League. But I just always love seeing it and noticing it.
A bold strategy here from Red Team. At level 7, they're going to go for Phase Shield on Brightwing. Way of 100 Fists on Karazim. Going up against the likes of Merlin and Kerrigan, they don't feel like they need Cleanse.
Yeah, no Cleanse is really scary.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see if it plays out for him. Battery Dwarf tosses over Zugrug out front on Johanna. Acting as a nice two-person combination. Iron Skin is going to be able to save his bacon. Kawaii Rice jumps in. Double support, getting value.
That was scary. That was very close. I can't believe actually Astral Authority did not get that takedown. I think they split their damage for a couple seconds too long in order that like just saved Zugrug's life. And that's one of those things you have to remember about how Focus Fire should be going. But Kawaii Rice now going to get a lot of damage done. Here comes Zugrug with the Condemn to throw everybody back together. We have Hayoon laying down some really good auto attacks in the backline, but that's going to be the collapse right back onto Karazim. We have Zugrug trying to disengage now. He's got only one support at this point, and it's not going to be enough healing for him. He's going to go down. This is going to be Astral Authority hitting level 10 as well as getting this temple.
You might want to reconsider that Cleanse pickup. Can't go back in time now. The fourth dimension is only an ever forward moving thing. But I think if they had Cleanse, that would have been a much better progression of events for them. This is another team fight that goes in favor of Astral Authority in the end. Heroics are here. You got Maelstrom, Avatar, Force Wall, Disintegrate, Ancestral Healing, all standard choices.
This is a really scary spot here. I mean, they have to outlast for so long because they're just hitting level 9 Already Astral Authority level 11.
And I mean, red team are still showing signs of life, even down to heroics. Not afraid to put a little bit of damage on the members of Astral Authority. Hyun in mid, Lunar wraps around the corner. He's not trying to find out that the whole team's there.
That was a little bit of a scary spot, though. Like, he had the visibility, that he was revealed, but he was still just, like, kind of hanging out in the middle of mid lane. He's like, yeah, whatever. Like, Kerrigan was definitely outside of their visibility, and still, like, he was just like, I am going to stand in the middle of this lane, and I don't care.
It's chill. It's chill. Siege camp is picked up before heroics are here for red team. In red this time, you're going to see Blessed Shield, Sundering, Emerald Wind. Jury's out for Karazim, but Thornwood Vine for Lunar.
I'm kind of curious to see what Karazim's going to pick up as well. Especially without that cleanse pickup, I kind of feel like they need that saving grace of maybe a Divine Palm at this point, and I really don't want it to be Divine Palm. I really don't. Or I don't want it to be Divine Palm. But at this point, without that cleanse, I kind of feel like they need it.
I agree. I mean, they must be deliberating on that pretty hard, but that fight in the bottom lane over that bottom temple should be inspiring enough to give them the added sustain. I have my eye on that question mark up there.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he just wants to be the Riddler, you know? Like, maybe he's like, we need a real class of Batman villain here. We're going to go for the Riddler. But no, they do go for 7-side strike. Okay. So they're fine without surviving.
You only YOLO once, Champ 2. Temple's gonna be up here.
Divine Palm, you definitely only live once. Like, that is literally what they're saying at this point. But here comes the next temple phase. It's gonna be the mid and bottom temples here. Rug looking for a little bit of engagement here on the Equinox level 13 as we grab here by Astral Authority.
Equinox jumps over the wall, surprising amount of burst, no Divine Palm, no cleanse. You're going to see trying to get the lead at 7-sided strike, not getting much value. Equinox gets his health bar reset, Li Ming loses their face, battery on the chase, lands the stun on Karazim, dashes out of there. Equinox is not so fast. That's going to be 2-1.
That was a really good fight there for the beginning, at least, I'd have to say, for Team Red. Given that they were a talent tier down, I was actually kind of worried that they were going to just get into that fight and just immediately get deleted, but they had the beginning of that fight going pretty well for them. Unfortunately, the bottom half of that fight did not go so well for them. They're going to give up at least this middle temple for a little bit of time. They're throwing Hyun down here. That's a bit dangerous. Kerrigan's Equinox is going to come down here to respond.
Yeah, Hunter-Prey dynamic. The Kerrigan combination does miss. Battery thought about it. Dwarf tossed in there, seeing if he's going to land a Stormbolt. The combo down. Felt it was just better to play the map, use this advantage. A full level away from level 13 are the members of Red Team, so both these temples are in the hands of Astral Authority.
Looks like they're going for Dark Chimera. In fact, oh my god, I don't think I've ever seen that before. The Blessed Shield misses the Rhaegar, hits the wall, goes back to go for the Rhaegar. What?
That's Captain America right there, for sure.
That is literally the moment in Civil War where Spider-Man looks and says, that does not obey the laws of physics at all.
A little bit of Mac and Ref. You're going to see the root from Rich Hero just barely missed. Battery hits his Dwarf Toss. He's out of there. Rest of these shots surprisingly getting picked up by Red Team, who are not done with this game yet. Sky Temple can be rather snowbally, but when you're on even talent tiers, you do stand to turn this bad boy around.
They do pick up those level 13 talents. We got Burning Rage coming out here on Johanna. Actually enough, we have the Giant Killer, of course, on Thrall. Ice Block on Brightwing. 6 cents on Karazim. And Unfair Advantage out there on Lunara.
Now, the 6 cents talent is pretty interesting. It's new to the patch. Gives him a lot more sustain. And they've been using him in this frontline quasi-melee assassin bruiser role. It's going to help him out quite a bit.
Ooh, a lot of damage going down to Frozen X. Does pop the dimensional shift at the last second, but they're going to not let this down. There's an Ancestral at the last second. Oh my god. How did he not go down?
Karazim is using Frozen X's face as a speed bag with that Wave 100 fist talent. But I mean, that's the victory still for Team Red. You bait out the Ancestral healing on just like some random scrap in mid lane, they're going to want that next team fight.
A little bit of a scuffle looking like it's going to happen here. Here comes Right Wing with the phase shift onto Zugrug. And there's a lot of damage going down, but it looks like Right Wing is going to be the first one to go down here. And then immediately we see our Kerosene also fall as well. And oh my god, this might be an entire wipe here on the enemy, on Team Red. Battery going in here. Heyoon trying to desperately get away here with the... Oh my god, this Disintegrate does take down. But after grabbing 4 heroes before the temple phase right up, as well as grabbing level 16. This is a great spot for them.
I know Wait, what? Johan? I just saw like a Johanna. I think there's a bug. But, yeah. I know Battery was like, man, if I had enough mana for that Stormbolt, that would have been a full ace for certain. Another convincing team fight for Astral Authority. Should net them the entirety of these temples, if not the lion's share. With their 16 talents, they're in a really good spot.
And there's just... This is the really awkward spot. It's like, they have level 16, and we really don't want to fight that. And Heyoon just took a lot of damage. Li Ming doing so much work in that back line.
Yeah, I mean, it's very dicey to try to jump in there down to talent here. And that burst damage on Heyoon, Lunara gets rocked. The combination from Kerrigan's going to net a kill on Brightwing as well. Chase continues. Zugrug isolated alone feels bad.
This actually might be more than just a keep at this point. I mean, we already see the rest of Astral Authority jumping on in here. They've got 2 temples to be able to just kind of chew through at this point. We can already see that they're starting to eye up that top keep as well.
I thought they were going to go core. I think they could have pulled it off. It would have been cheeky, but they are going to play it safe. They're going to send Rhaegar up to the top, get those shots. He has sustain to do it. Couple of keeps off of this, man.
And with that, that other temple getting both of those keeps down means that last keep is now under pressure. And if they get that last keep, means the next temple shots will go straight to core.
The last bastion of hope for Red Team in this game, I feel, is getting a level 16 and seeing if Astral Authority is going to make a mistake somewhere. Do they go for the boss pit? Either team, that could be a deciding factor, but Red Team, they're going to have to readjust and pull something out of their hat. They want to try to take game 1.
Yeah, I mean, it's at this point, they just barely hit level 16, so this is their window, right? They're looking outside right now through this small window that they have before they actually get just behind in massive talent tiers again. We have Mfu coming in with the phase shift. Curious to see what they're going for, but they can't stay here. Look at this damage that Li Ming is able to just constantly keep throwing on them.
I mean, Talking Trees has been bowling on the back line of Red Team effectively all game. And Astral Authority is like, we don't need to commit too much here. We're on even talent tiers. We have a lot more to lose than the game, so we'll just kind of poke you out, poke you back, get this siege camp. We're not looking to overcommit, stick our necks out there and try to give you a way back.
Oh, but they're going to be sitting in this, in the bush. And Zugrug was like, I can walk in that bush. No, I can't. I can walk in that bush. I can't. Stormbolt not going to quite hit here. Zugrug going to get engaged a little bit upon, but of course Iron Skin's going to allow him to just kind of be a little bit more aggressive with his positioning, with his posturing, and he can kind of back up. But look at the core!
There's pressure all over the map. I mean, Mfu on Brightwing is probably the best response to pressure because he can teleport across if he's needed somewhere else. But those are catapults in 2 lanes for the rest of the game. Kawaii Race on the flank, feeling like he's going to be able to pull something off. The Sundering goes in, unstoppable. Ancestral Healing lands. Equinox is back to business. Battery eating a bunch of damage. Orb goes across the Polymorph on Murden. Zugrug getting chased by Equinox. Maelstrom gets casted. Johanna gets blown up.
And this is where they jump right back into on Kawaii Rise, but he does use the the 7-sided strike to stay alive for a little bit longer, but not long enough. Heyoon now trying to disengage. There's the Polymorph, going to be able to get the grasp into taking out Heyoon. Don't even care for the temples. They're going straight for core here. This is going to be Astral Authority taking game number 1.
In a commanding fashion, no less. They won that team fight handily. Storm tier talents weren't even a factor. A couple of combos for posterity. They're going to secure the ace and close out this first game the hard way.
That was a great game there from Astral. That was a very solid game. Still get the GG, though, out of Red Team.
I mean, to have come out of retirement, Equinox has not lost a step. 18 takedowns to 1. Astral Authority looking like beasts in game 1. They got to feel good about this set so far.
Li Ming, her stats were really convenient. In fact, convenient store. And she got 7-11. 7 takedowns, 11 assists. 62,000 heroic damage, just landing those arcane orbs every day. She went for this for the Calamity build as well. And that was I think we saw so much of that damage. We could just see Talking Trees was just sitting there poking. All right, I'm going to go in. Bam, 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 bam. Everybody was dead. And that just happened so many times in those team fights.
Yeah, I mean, Red Team just had a difficult time getting in the back line. The only kill they got was on Li Ming, but in those key moments, it just was not happening. The Kerosene pickup does not seem to net the value that they may have hoped. You got 17 hero damage. You did get a kill, 4 deaths. Kerosene Brightwing is just not Ario Brightwing. It just didn't seem to have that synergy for him.
Again, it. Dare I make an allusion to whenever I play Hero League? I would have loved somebody to grab Cleanse.
I mean,
I feel like that would have really kind of helped out. They had a lot of times where people were getting just completely locked out. Even Zugrug, Johanna, who has Iron Skin, unstoppable. You hit Iron Skin and you just walk away laughing, right? We saw Astral able to do that against the team of ETC and Kerrigan and Tyrande and all these things, and he was just able to walk in and out. But against this team with even significantly less crowd control, Zugrug did not have that posterity. Like, he just died.
That can be the quagmire of having double support sometimes. You feel like, well, we can both kind of take damage talents, it'll be fine, and then you end up not really being able to do the job on either end. I'm sure Equinox saw, like, they didn't go cleanse against my Kerrigan. They're going to put some respect on my name because by the end of this, they're going to want that cleanse back.
Yeah. So we've got game 2 probably coming up very shortly. I believe the map order was not given to us yet.
It was not, but I'm inviting you into the lobby now, good sir. We are going to Dragonshire.
Ooh.
Gonna update this because I'm good at this. Production value.
I'm going to sound really ignorant right now. Did Dragonshire get taken out of the map rotation for Hero League and custom games, or was that Garden of Terror?
To my chagrin, Blackheart's Bay and Garden of Terror both were supposed to be taken out of the rotation, and they seem to be the only maps I get when I play. So, boo that. But okay. We do have the OBS link. I'm gonna go ahead and get everything set up.
So anyway, yeah. So Dragonshire, this is still my favorite map to watch Professional Heroes of the Storm. It's just such a great map for watching people learn and know how to rotate. It is such a rotate-heavy map. It's just so scary when you see a team that knows how to rotate, like the original Tempo Storm. Oh, that was a team to watch on this map. Even back to the times when they were known as Symbiote Gaming, with Dreadnought and everybody else on that team. They knew how to rotate this map perfectly, and this is where I started to fall in love with this map. And I hope it never goes away. I really do. Like this, I hope this is Heroes of the Storm's Cloud Kingdom for all you StarCraft 2 people out there. Cloud Kingdom was a map that just never went away and never died. And we watched it for years and years until people would see Cloud Kingdom, and I'm pretty sure half of the viewership would just start throwing up for just boredom of seeing that map so many times. But Dragonshire, I love it. I don't think I've ever gotten bored of this map. They've changed it a couple of times, but I think it's one of those great maps, and I just wanted to get that out there. I think I always say this whenever I see Dragonshire.
It's up there as one of the most nuanced maps to the game. Prioritizing rotations is a very tricky beast when you try to manage both of the shrines, especially in the early and mid game. Siege pressure is so important. Astral Authority felt the same way, banning out Zul. The red team is like, Equinox, we can't let you get Kerrigan, man. Not like this.
Mm-hmm. So, curious to see. Actually, I didn't get a draft link. Did you?
Oh, you didn't get. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They posted it in the lobby. I thought you had it.
No, I came late.
Rip. My bad, man. I thought you were in there.
Thanks, buddy. That's all right.
I got you, man. I got you. But yeah, Kerrigan first pickup for red team, who look to be setting themselves up quite well if they lock in this ETC. They're going to have all the engage necessary for the early game on that front. Astral Authority had hovered Ariel before taking Lunara. I'm wondering if Ariel's going to make it out of this ban phase.
Me too. Seeing Lunara, you definitely want to say, let's pump the brakes here. Either we're going to take Ariel or we're going to take it away. So, and given that Astral Authority is going to be the next set of picks, they definitely probably want to ban that out. And with the Falstad pickup here, very interesting to see what red team's going to be able to do with that. You know, I kept mentioning how rotations are incredibly important. On a map like this, Falstad is very important because you can just really kind of just show up anywhere and be able to change like the tune of that fight over the shrines very quickly. So he's a very, very valuable asset here.
I agree. I definitely think he will have an X factor. They're hovering the Li Ming ban, but Sham 2, I feel like the ban's got to be Ariel. With the Zeratul ban, I have the impression that Astral Authority are going to be looking for the Tracer pickup for Equinox, or at least a squishy composition overall, and they don't want Zeratul hitting the back line. But now that they've banned Li Ming, Astral Authority do pick up Ariel, and now Crystal Aegis is going to help a squishy hero like Lunar, like potentially Tracer, stay alive.
Oh, yeah. Curious to see if they're going to pick up a second support. I think we've seen Ariel a couple of times, and each time she's had some sort of assisting support here. So what their second support would be is kind of up in the air. Maybe even Tassadar. Tassadar seems to have really good synergy with Lunar just because of that auto attack focus and the synergy with Leeching Plasma. But I feel like they probably want to have a cleanse here. Maybe cleanse is just not the thing anymore.
I mean, this isn't the first time we saw this afternoon alone people just like, cleanse. I don't know. I don't think we need cleanse. And I don't think it's worked out for any team that's tried that so far.
Very true. Very true. Tassadar looks like it's going to be the hover pick right now. And, with at least I'm really enjoying Kerrigan because being able to walk back and forth between middle and bot lanes really quickly, Kerrigan is so key at getting those first couple of pickups. And that first Dragon Knight is actually like pretty... It can be pretty impactful if you actually have somebody that can pull enemies out of their comfort spot. And Kerrigan's really great at that. You could be standing behind your gate and you're like, we're fine. And then Kerrigan shows up and you're like, we're not fine. We all have to back up. We have to get out of here. We got to get the hell out of Dodge here. Because Kerrigan, with Primal Grasp, is one of those really weird talents that not many people really think about. But if you're behind the gate, Kerrigan can make you not behind the gate.
Right.
It's just really a scary thing when you're dealing with that and a Dragon Knight.
I mean, Kerrigan lands that first stun and ETC power slides on your face. You're waiting to respawn in most cases. Red team are going into their time pool rather heavily before they have to take at least one hero. Seeing Ariel Tassadar, I do think that this last pick is definitely going to be for Equinox. I think it's going to be... Let's have Equinox carry us to victory. I think it'll be a pretty good time. I was not expecting the Tyrande hover or selection.
Somebody called it in chat, too. They said Zug's going to go murky. Zug went murky.
Watch the channel in 2 minutes, because I pulled a full-on dance game at the end of this draft.
Wow, that's a pick. This game's definitely going to be exciting. But the Tracer pickup from Astral Authority with a Tassadar. Nobody was really surprised that day. It's going to be really auto attack focused damage though. That's going to be kind of scary. So if they can knock out that auto attack potential, right? Like they find a way to really kind of mitigate that, they're going to be good, but they don't really have anything that mitigates that. They don't have Lily, they don't have any blinds. So I'm curious to see what their response is going to be.
I mean, my guess, red team is hoping the Astral Authority feels the way I feel about the end of that draft. Like, what? Like, Tyrande Murky? Like, maybe they can just wow them with this unorthodox setup and somehow steal this game away. Murky offers a ton of pressure, like constant pressure, thanks to having a 5-second spawn, provided the egg doesn't go away. So it's definitely going to start to slow down the rotation to an extent. You can't leave Murky anywhere for too long. But I just... Naventic pulled it off last set, having solo support Tyrande. I don't know if that's going to play out with the Murky.
I don't think so either. But at least Murky has he has a lot of survivability if you build him in this specific way. And so that can be really annoying in Dragonshire, because if he just like has his egg in a really forward position and he's just constantly able to wear you down, then all of a sudden he can grab that shrine. And if you can grab that shrine at the right time that the team's able to capitalize on it, then they're going to be in a really great spot. But it's so hard to coordinate that. It is so hard to coordinate that.
I mean, if anything, I can appreciate the gutsy decision from Red Team. You know, they lose this map to go down in a loser's bracket. Another team probably just would have tried to play it safe to some extent, but they're playing their hearts out. They're putting it all on the line. I like to see that. On the left side, we do have Astral Authority, Renav Tracer on being played by Equinox. Frozen X is on Lunar. Battery is on Murden. Talking Trees playing Tatsadar this time. Dark Chimera on Ario.
Over here on the right-hand side, in the red, it is Team Red. Mfu on Tyrande, Murky being played by Zugrug, Kawaii Rice on ETC, Heyoon rounding out on Kerrigan, and Rich Hero is going to be the Falstad.
We're going to see what kind of value Red Team is able to get out of this unusual kind of composition. I mean, Falstad can fly. Murky has a ton of pressure by virtue of a 5-second spawn. Can Astral Authority just play this game straight up and take some of those merits away?
Really good question. Kawaii Rice taking a lot of damage, though. Already used his power slide, so he's going to have to, kind of walk his way on out of that one. Curious to see how this whole entire game's going to go. Looks like we're already seeing Astral Authority being pretty aggressive in that middle lane, but now they're going to start splitting up. Talking Trees and Equinox going up the top lane to deal with Murky.
They are going to be able to pick him up the first quarter of a takedown of the game. Equinox and Talking Trees up top. Rotation down. Kerrigan combo. Yanks Battery out of the position. He is able to Dwarf Toss and get out of there. And it's weird, like, the early game, I feel like Red Team, they want to get a gank, but they cannot take a sustained fight. So they rotate, they look for a fight, but at the same time, they have to kind of avoid it. Very unusual.
Oh, Mfu taking a lot of damage with the Pulse Bomb. Gonna go down. They tried to collapse on Battery, but he was able to get his Dwarf Toss at the last second. They had all the chain correct. They did it all so well, but it just wasn't enough to chew through Muradin's massive health.
Someone set us up the bomb. Equinox getting that bomb to secure the first full takedown in the game. Battery picks up the bottom shrine. Rotation is here from Dark Chimera. Frozen Fox like, hey man, hey, how's it going? Kawaii Rice and Heyoon waiting to see who dares try to go for the early Dragon Knight. They're looking to engage.
Murky, though, trying to be as much of a pain as he can in the top lane. But with Talking Trees and Equinox hanging out right there, I don't think he's going to be able to grab this shrine too confidently at all.
It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird for Red Team because they do not have the sustain for a full-on fight. They have a squishy composition, so spreading that out across the entire map definitely could favor Astral Authority's way, and I think that's showing in them possessing both shrines right now.
Tyrande's Owl does miss hitting Battery, and that's going to be the first Dragon Knight going on over here. And ooh, actually, 2 people just randomly dropped. That's unfortunate.
Unfortunado.
So I guess we have a pause here. What
Guess
if
we
they're in
can
like the
jump.
same spot? Because they both died. They both left at the same spot, same time.
That is weird, isn't it? Huh.
Mm.
Switches back to the front of our faces. This is game 2. Astral Authority was able to close out game 1 on Sky Temple in a pretty strong way, no less. The loser of this game drops down in the loser's bracket. Where they will play Team Nice. The winner advances on to Naventic. They will have their work cut out for them. Naventic is looking pretty strong themselves.
Yeah, they are. Naventic is going to be really confident going on to the next set, which, if this game goes in favor of Astral Authority, it's going to be Astral Authority versus Naventic. And then that's going to be our third match of the day. If you are curious of what's going on past this, is going to be the winner of this versus Naventic. And then we're going to be covering the losers match, which is going to be, at least right now, Team Nice versus whoever loses this set. Kind of gonna call it probably gonna be Team Red versus Nice if they don't have if they don't get their 2 players back.
Yeah, because I mean, I would have to talk to Man Mode, our lovely admin for this side of the bracket, to see how long Red Team does have for their 2 members to get back. But so far, from what we've seen, we are exactly 2 minutes and 27 minutes into this game. Do you think Red Team's composition has panned out as they had hoped?
Not at all. You have Kerrigan. You have ETC. You have Tyrande.
Right.
Your main objective in the first 8 minutes of this game is kill everything. They haven't done that yet, and they already lost the Dragon Knight. Kind of rough spot.
Fair. Same.
It's not to say that they're out of this game. I mean, it's level 4. It's first Dragon Knight. Maybe they can turn this around. But generally, by this point, you want to see at least one takedown in their favor. And Murky really should be able to dominate that top lane, since they don't really have a strong laner in that top lane for Astral Authority, but hasn't really been able to do that much work.
Shame too, I feel like if this was Infernal Shrines, Red Team's composition would fare a lot better. Like, it would 100% be better for them. And Dragonshire, with its awkward rotations and priorities, asking the question of where do we position ourselves, netted the first Dragon Knight of the game. I mean, Battery was able to just sneak in there uncontested and be like, oh, well, thanks. Like, I'm just going to go ahead and get this now.
So Mfu is saying he can't rejoin the game.
Rip. Oh, sorry. It says 3-2-3. Lauren strikes again.
Wow.
When did I? Well, to be fair,
Why
earlier
did
this
you make the game?
I don't know. Earlier this week, I casted. You guys have 6 minutes of Paul time left. Man mode admin. Casted this chair league game earlier this week. Team Tire Fire Pyre were losing Infernal Shrines pretty bad, and then there was a disconnect. Took about 3 to 5 minutes for everybody to come back. Everybody comes back. Tire Fire Pyre looks like superstars. They win the game. But I don't take any responsibility for that. I don't know about this whole 3-2-3 Lauren thing. I do know about Lily. I know, but Sart doesn't like that I like Lily.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's.
Oh no! Oh no! So, I'm gonna actually explain what's going on instead of just keep saying, "Oh no." It seems like Mfu cannot rejoin the game.
Rip.
They're gonna have to play with a bot, and Mfu was their Murky. Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! Sorry, Zugrog was. I'm trying to read.
Mfu's Tyrande.
Tyrande.
So,
right. So it's still pretty rough.
I'd rather lose Murky than my support.
Yeah.
Oof. All right, well, we're back in it.
Yep,
Good
we're back in
luck.
the game now. This is, yeah. Good luck, have fun. At least they have ETC back, so they can potentially get some game-winning moshes. But without Tyrande, it's going to be a really interesting game for them, because they don't have that Lunar Flare follow-up like they'd probably want to.
I mean, they were already on a high wire with solo Tassadar in this situation. So to turn that into a bot, this game is going to get wacky. Like, I just don't know how else to put it. Equinox puts the bomb on Kawaii Rice, ETC. That is both. He is going to try to take down ETC by himself near the fort with 2 other members around. Didn't get the kill, but he did get away.
Well, Rich Hero in the bot lane gonna get chain CC'd into his own tower, but it's not gonna be enough to defend him. He's gonna go down here. The bottom lane is going strongly over to Astral.
This is a tough spot. Level 7 around the corner. Kerrigan combo lands on battery. Murden is not really the ideal target for that. Equinox jumps in. Oh! Here there be monsters.
Well, at least, you know, Tyrande was able to help out on that one. So bot Tyrande might be better than ETC bot? Question mark.
I don't know, man. Equinox on Tracer's a thin hero. You catch a couple of stuns, you could have a bad time, as we saw. 2 takedowns to 1. Level 7 not too far for red team. You're going to see Battery, Frozen X eyeing the siege camp potentially. No, they find Ioun. The stun goes down. This Tyrande bot is landing these lunar flares. Hunter's Mark goes down. The combination, they get the kill on Merlin.
Oh my god, Equinox really low as well, but Tyrande bot, what you doing? Runs straight on into a Lunara, no fear.
Dude, this Tyrande bot has no chill. All on the offensive. Powers like us, are you kidding? Dude, Tyrande bot is giving him the business in the bottom part of this map. Are you kidding me?
This Tyrande bot is next level, man. I can't believe it. Landing lunar flares, throwing down pretty much all this damage. Even Hunter's marked correctly too. Like, this is impressive. This is awesome. They might actually, like, might be out of a job.
These lunar flares and Hunter's Marks have been on point thus far. Can this bot continue to shake up some of that magic? Remains to be seen. Rich Hero down here waiting for the rotation from the rest of his teammates. Battery almost claimed the bottom shrine. The top one is in possession of the red team. Heroics are not yet here. A 4v3. Equinox does show up. The power cycles and the raw lunar flares have been serious. Dude, if he hit an owl on Equinox, that'd be nuts.
That would have been next level. But we are going to have Kerrigan go down here. Tyrande now actually going to fall as well, and this is starting to spell a little bit of disaster here. Kawaii Rice gonna have a storm bolt to the face, maybe. Doesn't even need it. Talking Trees with the auto attack, gonna be able to take him down. Level 10 gonna get grabbed here by Astral Authority.
I mean, if I'm on red team, I would feel so conflicted right now. Part of me would be a competitor. Obviously want to get far in Bloodlust. You want to win these sets. You don't want to go down in the loser's bracket. But part of me would just be amazed at the play of this Tyrande bot so far. Heroics are picked up. You're going to see Quantum Spike, Thornwood Vine, Avatar, Force Wall, Crystal Aegis.
Lands another Lunar Flare, but this time it's on battery. Not as useful. Starfall comes down here. This Tyrande just does no fear. Just standing right next to a Muradin. Goes down the Starfall. Trying to do as much as he can. Ioun gonna go jump on in. I can't believe Ioun's alive for as long as he's been alive. Tyrande gonna be able to get another heal off the floor. Nope, Tyrande bot is gonna fall here. Talking Trees now in the Dragon Knight, able to put pressure on the mid lane.
It's tough, man. A couple of takedowns. Tyrande bot not able to pull it off this time. Rich Hero poking, Talking Trees down. Murky again taken out, who really hasn't had much of an impact. They've been in the top lane for the majority of the game, and they have not even taken down a tower. Has this Murky wild card backfired on them?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about that as well. You know, we can see just immediately, as soon as he throws down any of those puffer fishes, Fox is able to just kind of clean them up. And that's kind of the problem with Murky right now. If you have a Tracer or a Tychus or anybody who has like those really quick attacks, your puffer fish is completely nullified.
Well, I mean, the other tough part about it is in a recent patch, if you kill Murky, the grab just stops.
Yeah.
So, they picked them. They picked them. Level 13, not too far for Astral Authority. Battery takes a cursory glance over to Siege Camp. Decides not to invest. They do pick up the Siege Camp. Red team. Al goes across. This Tyrande, man.
She's crazy. Misses the Lunar Flare for once. But now Giant Mighty Gust to push everybody back in. Here comes the Starfall, and they actually get some really good connections. They take down 2 heroes. Frozen now is going to be the next one on the list, and he does fall as well. Tyrande bot. Be good. Be good.
This Tyrande bot is doing work. Just barely missed. You see Lunara. Wait, was that a bug again?
Yeah, it's a bug. I don't know what's going on.
Me up. Yeah, throws me off. But I mean, this Lunara bot, that Lunar Flare didn't land short, but that Starfall was professionally timed with that engagement. I'm impressed, man.
I'm somewhat thinking that Emphu is somehow like programming this bot on the fly or something. Murky gonna fall yet again in the top lane. Nothing really too crazy, but this is gonna allow for Team Red to actually kind of get some really good work down in the bot lane. They pick up that bottom fort. They pick up the bruisers. Level 13 to 13.
I mean, Red Team better send the programmer of this AI for Blizzard an upside down kick. Holy crap, are you kidding me? The engage is serious. Crystal Aces has to get used. Mighty Gust isolating members. Equinox jumps out. Hyun, no health, blows up. Poison damage is real. Starfall, Tyrande on the chase. Lunar flares himself to death.
Ooh, but a little bit of an overexertion is going to be costing Red Team a lot of damage. Equinox, though, is going to fall here. But that's going to be a 1-4-3.
Ooh.
Barely.
Rich Hero says, not even close, bruh. Team fight favors Astral Authority. Battery again finds himself channeling the Dragonite alone. Gonna start marching down on his mid lane.
Zugrug going for the one-on-one with Talking Trees, but not going to be able to close that out. The Force Wall will be able to separate him long enough. But with the Dragonite going on favor here, it's going to potentially be level 16 coming up pretty quickly.
Lunar Flare misses, Kerrigan combination misses, Hunter's Mark goes down on Battery, Dragonite at half health. Not the most value one would hope for so far for this Dragonite. Red Team are holding up.
Curious to see what the next call is going to be here for Red Team, because right now they need to get a lot of soak. At least they have that Murky split pushing over here. The Lunar Flare, Hunter's Mark, and melt down that Dragonite pretty quickly. Don't actually allow to get that level 16, but oh, Tyrande bot. I thought we had a deal here. You were gonna be the savior.
You know, the only way this Tyrande bot would be any better is if after that team fight it just said team in all chat. Because Tyrande bot was way out there.
Yeah.
Astral Authority catches that, makes him pay. Level 16 talents are picked up. We see Reservoir of Hope, Prescience, got a race card build for Tassadar. Give him the axe. Starwood Spear, Sleight of Hand, not too shabby.
Ooh, Equinox going to be chasing down Zugrug. It looks like it's not going to be a good day for Murky.
So Murky, presumably Murky's responsible for this damage on the top fort, but not the impact you would hope for out of this unusual 5th pick. I would say.
I mean, it's hard countered by Equinox's Tracer at this point. Anytime you have those buffer, I mean, we mentioned this before. Anytime you have those buffer fishes out, it gets immediately cleaned up by Tracer, and you have somebody who can just kind of stay on that Murky easily without any problems. And that's what Murky likes to have, is the ability to kind of like get in there, do a little bit of damage, pop that bubble, get out. But Equinox is able to kind of just stay on top of that.
I mean, there was some hype around the Murky pick. It was interesting. It's entertaining, but it is not helping a Red Team win. Shrine Phase will be here in 20 seconds. Large majority, everybody from Astral Authority in this top lane, looking to bully Zugrug potentially. They do not seem to mind diving under this fort to get the bomb on him. Can they get the egg before he comes back? This might all be for naught.
Oh, I don't know. Just barely he's going to be able to get out of there. But yeah, his egg does fall.
If they had waited, about half a second for that engage, they might have been able to get that egg before Zugrug came back. Shrine phase is here. A lot of pressure applied in the bottom lane, so value to be had for sure. In effect, Zugrug's Murky got value there.
It kind of actually really did, and gave them enough time to also pick up that level 16. So now this is actually pretty even keel right here. Waiting to see what is going to be the call here for Red Team. Do they go for a massive team fight again? Because I mean they can. Tyranda's definitely helping out here.
Oh, Tyrande wants to fight.
Yeah, Tyrande. Where are you guys going? Why are we running this way? I want to go kill some people.
Tyrande bot's probably pinging everybody on the side of Astral Authority, like, why are we not engaging just yet? This is nuts.
Closely following Hayun, it looks like they're going to go for the giant engager on top of trees. But there's the Aegis right on into a mosh pit. Are they going to be able to capitalize on this? Rich Hero getting chased down by Equinox in the backline. That is going to be one takedown. Two takedowns. Three takedowns. 4 takedowns here for Astral Authority. That's going to allow them to pick up this Dragon Knight.
1 takedown. 4 times in a row for Astral Authority. Again, find themselves preparing for a Dragon Knight. I, again, would say that I'm impressed with this Tyrande bot. The initiation was dead serious. Like, that power slide Lunar Flare looked like a well-coordinated effort. Starfall was not able to close out any of his kills, so that's why we're in this situation right now. But, Astral Authority might be able to end this game like this.
Yeah, I think they're going to be able to. I mean, with 10 seconds left on before ETC gets back up, they've got a fresh Dragon Knight. And level 20? Well, maybe not. I don't know. It looks like they want to play a little bit safer here. Well, you don't really want to go into... You really don't want to fight, even with level 20, you don't want to fight a fresh 5 team, even with Dragon Knight. Not this safe game.
It would have been a little hasty. Death timers aren't as long as they may have hoped in that situation. So they get the middle keep, rotate down bottom. Murky again, off on his own in the top lane, just trying to casually soak. Kick goes out on Rich Hero, puts the boot in him. Equinox in the Dragon Knight, eating a bunch of damage. Tyrande getting poisoned to death. This is looking pretty grim.
Yeah, they have a really good engagement to start here, and it looks like that is going to be Frozen X taking a lot of damage. That's going to be at least 2 for 2 right now. 2 for 3, though. Ichiro trying to keep everybody away, puts the mighty gust on him. But Equinox going for that kick yet again. Oh my god, that was almost a takedown. That was a lot of blinking going on there from Equinox's Tracer.
I mean, he came out there pumped up. He was ready to jump all over Rich Hero. Is able to escape. High-level play from the Tracer for sure. Sidestorm goes down, trying to zone out Falstad. This bottom keep is going to drop. You're going to see that go down. Murky's just doing what he can, trying to heal up off of the bubble. But that screen gate slams on his face. Another takedown on the fish.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Murky goes down again. That's 3 whole deaths there on that Murky, though. That's, you know, like, it's not as bad as we've seen before, where Murkies are just like, I'm going to hand over 8 total deaths.
Right.
And die like 38 times. So, Sunrugs, you know, he's doing all right. I just wish he could be doing a little bit better. And again, I just feel like so much of that wasn't really his fault as so much as the Tracer counter pick.
Yeah, he hasn't been doing bad by any stretch of the imagination. I just feel like by now, they would have hoped for a moment where they would have dazzled the crowd with some intriguing Murky play. But it just hasn't happened. Frozen X up here applying pressure to Murky, making sure he's not left to his own devices for too long. He pops.
Oh no.
Oh no, Murky. Goes out.
Bruisers and Catapults now starting to charge down on the bottom lane here for Astral Authority. They're getting into a really good spot with 2 keeps down. This is just one of those moments where you're just, I guess we can't leave our base, and we have to hope that they're going to mess up an engagement so we can even this up a little bit. But they have that window. They have that opportunity that if they actually get into a really good spot, they could potentially just win the game because they already have that bottom keep pretty much free. So if they win a massive team fight, there's a potential for Red Team to still win this.
I agree. Having two camps march their way all the way up to the core is going to force Rich Hero here. Having that damage not available for these team fights makes that an interesting progression at best. The gank squad finds the target. Look at this loot. This Tyrande is dead serious. The follow-up mosh pit goes in. Damage all around. Tracer drops. You're going to see barrel roll. Rich Hero on the chase. Kawaii Rice low. Battery catches the combo. Catches it. Goes down 2-1 so far. They lose Falstad. Murky pops as well. Kawaii Rice and Hayun bolt of the storm helping ETC get out. That was a scrappy fight, Sham2.
That was a really scrappy fight. Frozen X going to go for that engagement again. We see Frozen X actually taking a lot of damage here. Kawaii Rice does the turnaround, and they were able to take down Frozen X. I can't believe that just happened. I feel like if Kawaii Rice turned around just a little bit sooner, that might have been enough to actually like kind of save that engagement a little bit more, but it doesn't really matter. Dragon Knight going over to Astral Authority. They're walking down on the core. 2 catapults coming to join the party. Tyrande bot, no fear, looks the Dragon Knight in the eye, gets kicked in the face, still goes back in. Core going down, talking trees, wailing away with a massive dragon axe.
Dude, that Tyrande was like 1v1 me, bro. Gets kicked back. This could get interesting, because this Dragon Knight is not going to knock this down to 0. 2 members are still dead. Tracer just came back. Have they done this? Have they saved the core?
We have
big heal from Dark Chimera. Tassadar out of tricks now. Mosh gets Mighty Gusted back into it. Talking trees. Man. Dark Chimera is just like, vaya con Dios. Talking trees.
The interesting is Tyrande wasn't like, she was playing a zoning too. She wasn't going immediately in on talking trees. She wasn't going for auto attack. She was like staying on the outside, like tracing his movements back. And this bot is, what the hell?
Dude, AI Elite games. I haven't played one in a while, but might be a little scary. Rich Hero flies in. They want to try to get the siege camp with Tassadar still down. This is their moment. They have the lanes pushed up enough. They could potentially stagger out these deaths long enough to come away with at least a keep.
They have the potential. They have 18 seconds here where they have this levity, this little bit of window. They could potentially do some stuff.
Right! Hedgewigs going to Hogwarts. Siege camp, they march it up. Tyrande feeling like they're a tank. Out front, Frozen X tries to poke. Actually gets baited by the Tyrande bot. Nice amount of poke there. Talking Trees is back up, though, so that window is over. You see Equinox has a whole shield. Jumps out front. Applies pressure. The bomb is not going to be enough. Red team stays alive so far.
Mighty Gus trying to give them a little bit of room here. Tyrande bot a little bit too fearless. Oh,
the B-step? The Tyrande bot B-step? Dude.
Oh no, perfect egg.
Sham2, I have legit seen it all, man. The screen gate slams on Zugrug. Egg was already gone. That's a full 63 seconds without Murky. Bottom Shrine gets picked up, but I don't think they're going to need it. They're looking to just close this game out. Another aggressive Hearth is going to end potentially in the kill, but the mosh pit counter engagement interrupted. Bolt of the Storm gets out of there. This is crazy, man.
This Tyrande is just, if anything from this game, I'm just happy to watch this. But they go for a giant engagement here. Hayun trying to stay alive as long as possible. Maelstrom not going to be able to keep him alive long enough. This is the core going down. Astral Authority making the game 2-0. But the real winner here is Tyrande bot.
I mean,